Everything about this situation is just wrong, it's bad, and it's unprofessional. This situation with Steve is just continuing to get more weird by the day. It's almost like it's a personal issue at this point, because like Chandler just said, Jimmy is now, out for the season, and even with that, he still found a way to make Kuminga be the last person to come off the bench. It literally makes no sense.
The situation between Steve Kerr and the Rainbow Warriors, it's damn sure weird, but it might not be weird for much longer. There are reports that this could be Steve Kerr's final year in the formerly Golden State that Gavin Newsom has turned into the Golden Turd. I don't know what it is with Steve Kerr and younger players. I wouldn't call Jonathan Kuminga a great player. He's damn sure no scrub. He can be a contributor. He's a good role player. But it's hard to be a contributor when you're developing ass sores sitting on the bench. 16 straight games. 16 games. Jonathan Kuminga didn't touch the floor because Steve Kerr refused to put him out there. Once Jimmy Butler tore his ACL, Kuminga played 20 minutes the other night against the Raptors. As I was watching the game last night, the broadcast crew on Amazon Prime, they were talking about Jonathan Kuminga getting an increased role now that Jimmy Butler's out for the season. He came into the game, I think it was early in the second quarter. Dude scored like 10 points in 8 or 9 minutes. Then we never saw him again. This is a pattern with Steve Kerr and young players. Remember a couple of years ago during the Olympics when he claimed that he couldn't find minutes for Jason Tatum? He just won the NBA Finals, but Steve Kerr, he couldn't find minutes for one of the best young players in the league. Several years ago with USA Basketball, he did the exact same thing with Brandon Ingram. B.I. was coming off a career year in New Orleans. Steve Kerr destroyed his confidence, and now he is doing the same thing with Jonathan Kuminga. But if you're Draymond Green, you're allowed to do whatever the hell you want with impunity. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Linked to the main channels in the description below. Draymond Green got tossed from the game last night again. He fouled out in the fourth quarter, but he should have been thrown out in the third quarter for punching Dwight Powell in the stomach. Supposedly, Draymond Green continues with these childish antics because it supposedly motivates the team. But the real reason Draymond Green continues to act like a prepubescent child, he knows he can get away with it. And the reason he can get away with it is because he knows that Steve Kerr won't do a damn thing about it. Let me ask you something. If you're Jonathan Kuminga, would you want to play for a coach like that? If you're another young player in the NBA, would you want to play for Steve Kerr? But KC, he's one of the best coaches in the league. He's won 4 championships. Yeah, Stevie is one of the best coaches in the NBA. But your resume, your past, can only take you so far. And I'm starting to wonder if Steve Kerr has worn out his welcome in Golden State. This season is the final year of his contract. According to his assistant coaches, this season is also Steve Kerr's final season in the City of Rainbows. Whether he quits or gets fired, according to reports, Steve Kerr is done in Golden State. To be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if this decision was amicable. I wouldn't be surprised if Steve Kerr walks away willingly. Right now, the Warriors are in a tough spot, especially if you're a legendary coach who wants to compete for championships every year. You got a rapidly aging roster. Steph Curry continues to play at an elite level, but with the penalties involved with going into the second apron, it's harder to build a super team around him. Can't rely on the draft because by the time those players are developed and ready to contribute, Steph Curry will be retired. Not to mention the fact that you're not bad enough to be drafting in the lottery, and you're not good enough to compete for a championship. Jimmy Butler will be 37 next season, coming off a torn ACL. Draymond Green is useless offensively and old. Sure, the Warriors could use some of their future draft picks to bring in another superstar veteran player. Problem is, they don't have the damn money. And even if they did, you're sacrificing your future for 1, maybe 2 more years? This reminds me of what the Saints were going through the final years of Drew Brees' career. They did everything they could to win another championship, pushed money into future years, surrounded Drew Brees with veteran players. When it all came crashing down, guess who wasn't there to clean up the mess? Sean Payton. You really think Steve Kerr is going to stick around for a rebuild? The same Steve Kerr that seems to have trouble getting along with young players? With this Jimmy Butler injury, the Warriors are quickly coming to the realization the dynasty is over. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later on the main channel.